my name's Arqn. Welcome back to Night in the Woods. And we're heading into the library. Like a couple of cool guys. Hi. Hey. Closing in 2 hours. Okay, cool. Any idea where the microfish is? Microfish? Microfiche. I don't even know what that is. Is that microfilm? Like with the... Is that the thing with the newspapers and the microfilm? I don't know. Microfish. 3rd floor. Okay, thanks. Up, up, up. Yep. You have anything more to say? Slow night? Yeah. Spooky here, all alone. Might be spooked. Yeah. Larry's wandering around here somewhere. Larry? Okay. Guess that's maybe another librarian, or maybe a janitor or something. Cleaner, or custodian maybe. Hello, microfiche. Or something. Looks like computers. We'll head out here first. Look at this weird thingy. Holy crap. What? It's Charity Barity. What's Charity Barity? How do you not know Charity Barity? Yeah, how? Everyone knows that. I assume this is something from school. The school of being 5 freaking years old? Alright. So this was a thing you liked as a kid? No, I hated Charity Barity. Does look really hateable. It was like... it was like you were kidnapped by a cult. And when they were like brainwashing you. Instead of some cult guy with a wavy dagger and magic mask. That's not... Okay, yeah, go on. Instead of that, it was this effing pink nightmare. You were scared of it? No, I was boredtodeath. Bored to death. It was talking forever about like being kind to others and like, I don't know, helping an old neighbor do engine repair. That sounds nice. Charity Barity helps old Mr. Blanco fix his hovercraft. Ugh. No, that's the worst part. It was always rhymed. Charity Barity, Pink Night Marity. Charity Barity, I just don't carity. Alright. I kinda like that. We want more Charity Barity. Although not right now, because we got other stuff to do. Gotta look at the microfish. Looks like someone left something open on this one. It's a resume. Bob Tark. Born 1967. 50 years old. Let's see. Experience. Mining, construction, well drilling. I never think about getting a job when I'm old. 50 is not really old. I mean, you should have money then, right? Ideally. It should be like guaranteed. It should be guaranteed in general. You're gonna join my young socialist chatterbox group? Okay. Wasn't this what we were looking for? Or do we need to go... Do we need to go further? Hey, we'll just run back here. See if we have more rhymes from Charity Barity. And then we have to go to the elevator. Jeez, they sure made a lot of these books. I think they're still making them. This one looks pretty old. Charity Barity, danger everywhere-ty. That's vague and disconcerting. Could have just kept updating that one book. Oh yeah. And it definitely wasn't something over here, no? No? Okay. We'll head back to the elevator. I mean, I'm not good at rhyming. Never said I was. I think we couldn't go left here, right? Left, right? No. Going up. Okay, so we get to choose. All right. Up, up, up. As May said from the start. And definitely nothing to the left, right. Sniff, sniff. Oh wow, it's dusty up here. It's old up here. Sure is. Maybe your ghost is up here. Yeah, ghost. Or something. Whatever he was. He walked through a chain link fence. Or flew over it. Or something. Was there really a fence there? I thought it was behind us, not like between us and the killer. Yeah. While carrying something. All right, well, that's even more impressive. So we're gonna go find this guy, because he took someone, and he's like somehow connected to this thing I've been going through. And that's not good. How is he? What's the conclusion there? That he's connected to what you're going through? I don't get that. That all sounded a lot more badassy in my head. It's okay. It was fine. Alright. So, what are we gonna find up here then? Now, well, this looks like a microfish. Or whatever. Alright, here it is. Cool. So, is this gonna be a minigame? So, I have no idea how to use it. Really? I can't know how to do everything. No, we don't. We barely know anything. I'm sorry, but what expertise have you brought to this thus far? This whole thing was my idea. No, your idea was ghost hunting. My idea is to do at least a tiny bit of research on it. If you think it's so stupid, why are you here? We're gonna go into a fight again. Because you're my friend, you asshole. Yeah, put down your arms, May. Aww. Well, that's a cute little smile. I like that. Ugh. Oh, we friends. Beatrice. Here, let me get this set up. We'll be here all night if your dumbass is in charge. Alright, so what are we looking for? I want to steer. No. Move, I'm steering. God, ow, jeez, May. I'm sorry. Okay. How do we do this? Step 1, look at the screen. Step 2, move around and look at stuff. Step 3, find ghosts. Sure. Yeah, so May is a child. I really should stop being so annoying. Tragedy at Stafford Mine. An explosion occurred at 6:20 a.m. at the Stafford Mine. All workers ceased while men attempt to rescue any survivors. So far, 3 men have been pulled out alive along with 20 dead. Ooh, that's a bad explosion. Although I get that when it's in a mine, but eh. The explosion occurred 10 miles deep in the mine, and only one group of men were able to escape before the elevator's rope snapped and the next group of men plummeted to their death. So far, hopes of finding more survivors is low. The main path to the tunnel caved in due to the explosion, and supervisors are still attempting to piece together exactly where everyone was during the accident. Oh, that was depressing. Well, okay, let's not read everything. Maybe I can stop. Local. I can stop in some of these, so you can read if you want to. You can just pause. I can read this one though. Piracy. Dear citizens, please make note to keep your pies safe during the pleasant weather we are experiencing. Several ladies have reported pies from their kitchens disappearing at alarming rates. Even worse, the picky culprit is leaving behind only their rhubarb pies. Until this criminal is caught or the bad weather returns, we remind our housewives to make use of their pie safes indoors or stick to rhubarb. bit sexist, but I don't know what age all of this is from. Could be really old, but I think this is the one that we're searching for. Local ghost, Little Joe, at it again. As the school children are quick to inform you, Possum Springs has at least one resident who won't show up on any census survey. Little Joe, purportedly the ghost of Joe Shade, a miner who died in mysterious circumstances some decades ago. It's a favorite spook story of the whimsical and weird members of our community. His most recent activities seem to involve getting up out of his coffin in the old section of Possum Springs Cemetery and strolling around. Okay, Possum Springs Cemetery. I don't think we've been there, but I'm unsure. Unnerving visitors to the largest graveyard in Deep Hollow County. His grave has become a destination for unruly and often destructive local youths, and as such, Possum Springs City Council is considering erecting an iron gate to protect the historical tombstones that fill the small hollow where Joe Shade lies buried. Police have also stepped up patrols in the area, so be warned, thrill seekers, you may not see a ghost, but you may see a fine for trespassing. Okay, well that said very little about our issues. Progress springs in Possum Springs, no. Sighting of albino groundhog, not really our thing. Underground gases afflict many, no. Purchase of land. Stanley T. Possum statue has officially opened to the public, and we have to say we are smitten. Spectral happenings at Possum Jump. Well, that sounds ghostly. Two local sweethearts were startled this past Sunday night as they hiked along the wooded overlook known as Possum Jump. According to the lovebirds, at approximately 11:45 p.m., a figure appeared to walk from the edge of the cliff out into the open air, and then disappeared. Forestry workers in the next morning were unable to locate any evidence of anyone having leapt from the great height, leaving the exact nature of what the two saw as a mystery. A decent hike up into the State Forest Hills, Possum Jump is famous for its beautiful view of the Echo Reservoir. It also holds historical importance as it hosts the lonely graves of several persons involved in the Possum Massacre. The massacre? Oh, alright. Oh well. Talking about the Possum Massacre. Severe violence broke out at the Stafford mine strike today. The bosses arrived to attempt to renew talks and were taunted by some of the children present. Rocks were thrown and the National Guard and strike bearers opened fire on the crowd. After a few minutes, the smoke cleared and the gory scene revealed. 9 miners are dead with a dozen more injured. A young brother and sister were also shot dead as they were delivering a package of food to their father and uncle who was on strike below when the shooting broke out. Ugh. The photograph of the 2 children, aged 7 and 9, who were shot in cold blood had circulated far outside our little county. The heinous act led to a personal visit from the governor to the strike site to meet with strikers. Independent inspectors were also brought in and talks finally began. 45 days since the start of the strike, the bosses have agreed to comply to the current safety standards and to honor the demands of the miners. Alright. Well, that's also depressing. New old store in Townie Center. Mr. Burge. A strike at Stafford Mine has been called. The idea first arose after the memorial of the is that I-888 or 1888 explosion victims? I-888 maybe, I don't know. Miners gathered in the home of Arthur Borowski to continue the memorial to their friends. They also began recounting all of the promises the bosses had reneged on this past year, including basic safety measures to avoid another explosion. A group of 20 miners entered the mines to begin the strike, and 30 more joined them before the morning. All work has been stopped at the mine, and the miners are now striking in 8-hour shifts. Their wives and children have begun to bring food and water for the men. The bosses have stated that the mines are safer than they were a year ago, and that there is no need to act in this manner. Okay, so wait a minute. Alright, so they are striking because of the explosion, as I understand it. Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's just horrible. I guess that could have something to do with what we've seen, but... Sound off, opinion line. Remind the men of our town to please refrain from spitting on the sidewalk. This unsanitary habit is unseemly and beneath you. Parents, please be sure your daughters are not participating in the new trend of skirts showing the ankle. How old is this? I do not think we need to remind you which road of brimstone this temporary fashion trend will lead your dear daughters down. Oh god. I've been witnessing more and more teenage girls coming into our town and on a Saturday night unchaperoned, using vulgar slang terms. Certainly unfit for me to print here, and blocking the sidewalks by walking arm in arm. They are loud and also flirt with boys unabashedly while smoking cigarettes. These young ladies need to be stopped before our young ladies get any ideas of our boys fall in with the wrong girl. Man. Jesus, just let them be. Let boys be boys and girls be girls. And everything in between if they want to. Young men have been seen around Possum Springs, engaging in the ridiculous behavior of wearing mismatched patterns in their suits. This type of outfit may be all the rage in Bright Harbor, but good luck getting any respectable businessman around here to employ you. You all look like rabid clowns. Councilman Puchinskaya's plan for 3rd Street is a joke. What else is there to say? Okay, so these, yeah, opinion lines. I didn't get that from the start, but hey. Oh, here we have it. Deep Hollow County mourns. The final group of bodies from the 1888 explosion have been recovered, 2 days shy of the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy. These 5 men bring the total of dead to 112. Ooh. 2 of the men, Addison Pine and Henry Harvey, were the ones who set off the explosion. Although mine bosses had been informed that gas pockets were present in that section, they elected to not inform Pine and Harvey of the possible danger. Okay, I thought it was like they meant to set it off, but yeah, if there's gas, there's explosion risk. The other 3 bodies belong to Peter Bledsoe, Christian Stanoff, and Peter Litha. Okay. Peter Litha funeral arrangements will be handled by Father Littis, as the man's widow has since returned to Hungary with his 2 orphans. Alright. Oh god. Strange but true. It's our ongoing series about the weird and forgotten aspects of Deep Hollow County's history and culture, published weekly. Do I really want to read all of this? Local mine boss? Yeah, maybe we have to read this. Bad bosses figure heavily into Possum Springs history, and this morbid tale of crime and secret societies is no exception. The story goes, in 1870 a local mine boss was skimming workers on their pay. A group of miners confronted him while he was in the act. He denied everything with many a slur and punched the miners' leader, Daniel Darnell Glaze, in the face, causing him to lose his last remaining tooth. The miners knew how much Darney's tooth meant to him, and they descended on the boss. A few held the boss down while others removed all of his teeth with pliers. The teeth were passed out to the miners, and a secret society was created with a vow to protect the workers' interests. Membership was based on owning one of these teeth, and each was marked with a symbol of their choosing. These symbols were used around the coal patch to organize meetings and make announcements. Okay, the boss survived his attack but never named his attackers for fear of implicating himself. When died a few years later, members dug up his grave to retrieve his skull. It was used in ceremonies performed before going out for retribution. All would gather around, place their teeth into the sockets, and later retrieve their tooth after the retribution was completed. Upon a member's death, their tooth would be passed to a new member. Teeth of members in jail would be left in their sockets until their fates were decided. After the strike of 1889, the society dwindled. Occasionally, a descendant of one of these men will find a tooth with strange markings in their home. Strange, but true. Indeed strange. I don't even know what to say to that. Ghostly rumors haunt new historical society. The Possum Springs Historical Society conversion of the Schreigeist House into its new headquarters and education center has hit a snag. That was one heck of a sentence. Custodial head Jed Nussom has resigned, citing strange occurrences in the old manor. I'd be here after hours doing my work, and I'd hear someone walking around trying doorknobs. I came out to see who was fooling, but there was never nobody there, said Nussom. Trying to get this map room operational for the children, all the while I'm looking over my shoulder, expecting to see God knows what. Mr. Nussom had previously requested to work only daylight hours when other staff were present in the building, but even that proved to be too terrifying. I don't go to the off-limits area anymore. I don't go up past the second floor, and then only go to the office. I know the others laugh, say I'm seeing Little Joe or something, but they can all go spit. Little Joe, for the uninitiated, was a local ghost story popular some years ago. The Possum Springs Historical Society has refused to comment on Mr. Nussom's claims at this time. Whew. All right. A lot of reading this episode. We're gonna have to break off shortly, but strike lumbers on. The strike is now in its 30th day with no end in sight. The bosses have refused to meet with the miners, saying their demands are too fantastical. The miners claim they are only asking the bosses to adhere to safety standards that are already the law. The National Guard was called in after last week's scuffle, and the Carlson Coke Works Union has joined the cause, which has caused an uptick in national press arriving at the site. The women's camp has expanded its services from serving meals to beating any non-union miner from entering the mines. So far, they have been successful in both ventures. Okay. Sure. I don't know if we've looked at everything. Underground gases afflict many, yeah. I'll be in a groundhog. Progress, local ghost, Little Joe, yeah. Pie piracy. I think we've read all of the interesting stuff. Mostly about the strike and the explosion and the massacre. So, yeah. So we'll just... No, wait. Huh? Do we just go out? Oh! I didn't know we could check them out that way, but we'll do that. And we'll do that in the next episode. Bye!